equations with repeated variables. If there are like terms, or terms on either side of the equation, we need to simplify before we can start to solve. So with the first one, it's just a like term situation. So let's just write the equation out. So we have this as our equation. And I can see that there are some like terms here. I've got 6y, add 2y. If I put those together, I get 8y. Then I've got negative 15, negative 5. So if I've got negative 15 and I take away another 5, I end up with minus 20. Now I'm in a position where I can solve, either using a flowchart or a balance. For this one, I'll use a flowchart. So let's start with y. The first thing we do to that y is multiply it by 8, giving us 8y. And then I'm going to subtract 20 from that, giving me 8y take away 20. Working back in the other direction, starting with the 140, I'm going to add 20 to that, which gives me 160. And then I'm going to divide by 8, which gives me 20. And so we can say that y is equal to 20. Now when I come to part B, I'm going to solve that entirely using a balance. Okay, so for part B, I've got 3x plus 2 is 17 minus 2x. And note here that we've got an x on this side and on this side. So you can't start with a flowchart in this situation. You would have to do something before you can start with the flowchart. Indeed, we had to do that there. We had to put the 6y and the 2y together. Now, the smaller number of x's, well, let's think about that. We've got 3x on the left-hand side and we've got negative 2x on the right-hand side. The smaller number of x's, therefore, is negative 2. Negative 2 is smaller than 3. And that would have been the case even if that had been something like negative 5x, because negative 5 is also smaller than 3. So what I'm going to do is an inverse operation to remove this negative 2x. And that inverse operation would be to add 2x. So I'm going to add 2x to both sides. So on the left, I've got 3x plus 2. And then I'm going to add 2x. On the right, I've got 17 minus 2x. And then I'm going to add 2x. And you should see here that these are inverse operations. So those are going to disappear. On the left-hand side, I have 3x add 2x, which gives me 5x. I've still got the plus 2, but on the right-hand side now, I've just got 17. Now, thinking about inverse operations, and remember you could use a flowchart to help you decide what to do, but the first thing I'm going to do on the left is subtract 2. If I do that on the left, because I'm balancing, I have to do the same on the right. So that leaves me with 5x equals 15. And now the thing to do is divide both sides by 5. And that will give me that x is equal to 3.